Hello students, I'm Bimla. Today we are going to start with the lesson of biology from 10th class, the heredity and evolution. So first let's discuss what is heredity. Heredity basically deals with the transfer of traits from the parents to the offspring. So you can see here parents, father is having cleft chin and mother is having the smooth chin. Okay, so in case of the progeny, here the girl child has smooth chin, the boy has cleft chin, another boy has the smooth chin, and the another girl, the baby girl, is having the cleft chin. So these characters which are transferred from the parents to the progeny. This process of transfer of traits or characters from the parents to the progeny is called the heredity. Next we come across the term genetics. So genetics basically deals with the heredity and variation. So it defines or it deals with how the characters are transferred from the parents to the progeny and how the changes take place during this. Dear children, next we come to the variation. These are certain terms that we need to discuss before we go into the detail of the chapter. Next is variation. So what is variation? Variation basically is difference in the character or the traits. Okay, for example, during sexual reproduction the changes take place as I discussed in the beginning. So you can see in sexual reproduction the changes are taking place in the offsprings. You can see the color of hair is from father, but the texture is straight. The hair are straight in this girl child, but they are brown in color as in father. So there is mixing of the characters. So this is variation. Now here you can see there is change in the eye color. Okay, you can see that there is a cleft chin as in case of the father. Okay, curl hair, but there is certain variation or certain change in the structure or feature of the baby boy. Similarly, you can see in this baby boy, you can see the color of the eye is gained from the mother. Okay, the hair texture is from mother. Okay, so you can see due to sexual reproduction the variation take place in the individuals. Okay, so variation basically is the change. Variation can also take place due to change in the genetic material. Okay, or during the replication of the genetic material, DNA, the copy of the DNA take place, and during that the error can take place, the mutation can take place, and that also leads to the. Dear children, variation also arises due to interaction of the genes with the environmental changes or that lead to the adaptation of the living organism that help to survive the living organisms. Now next is why variation is important, why we need variation, why living organism they undergo the variation. Okay, so variation, it forms the basis of the heredity. That means heredity, that is transfer of the characters from one generation to another generation. Okay, and if variation does not take place, then there will be no evolution. Next is it causes adaptation which help the organism to adjust in the changing environment. Okay, so it also help to adapt the living organism. Variations, they help the living organism to adjust in the changing environment. Next is the basis of evolution is accumulation of the variation. So variation lead to the evolution. A very important thing that we need to keep in mind is that variation arises in both the cases, in the organism which reproduce sexually as well as asexually, but the amount of variation that take place in the sexual reproduction is more as compared to the variation that take place in the asexually reproducing organisms. Okay, that means the variations are less in case of asexually reproducing organisms. In them the chances of evolution is less, and the sexually reproducing organisms, in them the chances of evolution is more, because the chance of variation is maximum, because two parents are involved, so their genetic composition also vary greatly. Now next term that we need to know is genotype and phenotype. Genotype basically is the genetic constitution of the organisms. So genetic composition or constitution of the organism refer to the composition of the genes or the number of chromosomes that are present in the individuals. For example, we can take the genotype of human male. Okay, in case of male, we have human beings have 46 chromosomes. Out of that 44 chromosomes are autosomes. Okay, and 2 chromosomes are sex chromosomes. So here in case of male we have 44 plus X and Y. In case of female, the genotype is 44 plus XX. So the genetic composition of the organism is called the genotype. Now phenotype on the other hand is the appearance of the organisms, how it look. For example, if we have a tall plant, so it can have the genotype capital T, or it can have the genotype small t and capital T. Okay, so in both the cases the plant is tall. Okay, since the capital T is dominant, as you can see, T genotype is tall, and here we have the heterozygous condition. Here also the genotype is capital T and small t, but the plant is tall. Okay, so here T is dominant gene and small t is the recessive one. So phenotype that is expressed in both the cases, capital T and capital T small t is tallness. So the phenotype explains us about the external appearance of the organisms. Okay, now next we have is the gene. Okay, so when we discuss about the genotype and phenotype, we discuss about the factor. Mendel he stated that there are certain factors which are transferred from one generation to another. So these factors were later found to be genes. Okay, so these genes, these are the basic and functional unit of heredity. Okay, all the character which are transferred from one generation to another generation, those are linked with the genes. Now these genes, they are present on the DNA. Okay, we have deoxyribonucleic acid. On that certain base pairs, okay, certain base pairs, they form the gene. Okay, and they code for a protein. This DNA, okay, it is a helical structure, thread like structure, and they get condensed to form chromosomes. Okay, if you see the chromosome has two portions. The central part is the centromere, and this hand like structure, arms like structures are present on both the sides. These are called the chromatids or sister chromatids. Okay, when the similar chromosomes are present in pair, these are called the homologous pair of chromosomes. So in human body we have 46 chromosome. Out of that we have the 44 autosomes. Okay, 44 autosomes are there, and we have 44 autosomes. Okay, and we have 2 sex chromosomes. So all total we have 46 chromosomes or 23 pair of chromosomes. So out of that we have 22 pair of chromosomes which are homologous. Okay, but the sex chromosomes in case of male are X and Y, and in case of female that is XX. Okay, so genes, they are the functional unit, okay, and they are responsible for the characters from the parents to the progeny. Okay, now next we have the allele. Genes, they are present in the pairs. Okay, a pair of gene can code for different characters. So the contrasting pair of genes occupying the same position on a chromosome are called alleles. Okay, for example, we have free and attached earlobes. You can see the free ear, and this is the attached earlobes expressing allele of a gene. So the alleles, they are present in homozygous dominant form or homozygous recessive form, or it can be heterozygous tall or hybrid tall form. Homozygous dominant has both the capital T which represent dominance. Okay, next we have homozygous recessive, that means these genes, they cannot express in presence of the dominant gene. Next we have heterozygous tall plant. Here the capital T is present and small t is present, but the plant is tall. So here we can say that this capital T is dominant over the small t. Complete set of the chromosomes that are present in an organism is called the diploid, and it is represented by 2n. So in case of human beings we have 46 chromosomes, that is 23 into 2. Okay, and in case of the gametes, that is sperm, egg, there is half number of chromosomes, and that is called the haploid, the organism containing one set of the gene, that is half set of chromosome. Okay, example, we have the egg or sperm, these are called the haploid number. Okay, so children, today we discussed about the general terms that are required or that are needed for carrying out the lesson heredity and evolution. In next video we'll discuss further about the Mendel's law and monohybrid and dihybrid cross.